Oh my goodness. Hey guys, I had y'all all set up and I tripped over the cord. I tripped over my cord right when I pushed live. Oh, hey Pam and Michelle. So yeah, we went live and you were looking at the ground floor in my workshop. Anyway, hi, welcome guys. Welcome to Whimsical Wednesday. That is whimsical. That is the whimsical side of our Wednesday nights. Please say hello when you come on. I am so glad to see you guys here tonight. We are going to do something really different, something I've never done before personally. I'm going to get rid of this little video. They always bother me. Hi, Lynn. Hi, Precious. How are you doing? Hi, Michelle. Good to see you here. And Kelly and Ginger, hello there. Nina, hi to you too. Push that share button, you guys. Nina, I know you always do. Thank you so much for joining me tonight. Hello, Ray and Teresa and Charles. Good. Did I say good morning? That's because I took a 30-minute nap. My goodness. I need some coffee. Snap to it. All right. We are here to paint and we're here to do something that I've never done. We are going to paint some vintage luggage. Has anyone done that? Me? I have not. It's my first time tonight. So it is at a request. I wasn't just, scrounging for something to do. It's a request of a client, and I actually just finished that primitive shaker style cabinet that's right back there that I just posted on my page over on Tracey's Fancy. I just finished it for this client, and she also brought me a piece of vintage luggage that she wanted me to paint for her in a specific style. And so today's ready to get it started, the day to get it started, and I thought we would do it together. Hi, Claudia. Hi, Sadie. Anyway, my name is Tracey. My business is Tracey's Fancy, and I'm a brand ambassador for Dixie Belle Paint Company. And we are on the Dixie Belle Paint Company page right now. We've got people joining all the way from Australia right there and in snowy Pennsylvania. Hello, Dixie Belle. Dixie Belle is here behind the scenes as well. Oh my goodness, from New York, Deanna. I bet you are freezing. It is so cold to me here. I'm in my shop. I don't have a heater out here. Michelle, I'm so glad that you are. I was worried that some people might not like it, but I'm like, why? Why not? I see it painted online all the time. Oh, from Ontario, Canada as well. Yay, I am so glad that you guys are here. We are live almost every day of the week, multiple times a day, every single day, right here on the Dixie Belle Paint page. We are really into teaching people how to use the paint, inspiring people to just open a jar of paint and try it out, and then also how to build on the paint. Dixie Belle offers not just paint, but they offer waxes and glazes and primers and they call them the bells and whistles, the new bells and whistles, which is everything that you need to do to add to your project. So if you're a beginner, we got you covered. If you are an advanced artist, we've got you covered. All levels can work with Dixie Belle products, and it is a one-stop shop. You can purchase paints online. You can purchase paints from your local retailer. You can go, I put a link at the top of this video. You can follow that link over to the Dixie Belle page, and there is a find your local retailer section. You can just put your zip code in and find a retailer. Or you can click that link as well and shop. That's my affiliate link. I thank you in advance if you use my affiliate link. I really appreciate that. Oh, cold and snowy Indiana. I bet it is. So I'm not a cold girl. I'm a Texas girl. I'm coming to you from San Antonio, Texas, and I'm freezing. So I've got a little heater down here keeping me warm. All right, I'm going to move to the back side of this table, which is really unusual for me, but I do have a microphone on, and I've kind of prepped my project a little bit. This is what I was doing when I tripped over the cord. I was heading around the table, so we're going to do this safely. The cord's in my hand, around the table, to the other side, and I'm going to work right here. But actually, I need to lower the camera. See, I'm not good at this. I'm used to working with y'all on furniture. And here we go, straight down like this. There we go. Thank you, Dixie Belle, for putting that link right there where they can click and find a retailer in their area, and you can also click and purchase paints. So we are going to start off talking about Dixie Belle's Boss, which is an amazing primer. I'm going to talk to you, if you have a piece like this in your home, this is the vintage luggage. However, I have started priming it. This side is not primed. This side is primed. Now, I know that with the light shining on it, it looks super shiny. And it is shiny, but no more shiny than just a piece of wood furniture that has a shine to it. So I really was torn. Do I use Slick Stick or do I use Boss? Slick Stick is a product that Dixie Belle offers that is made for when you're wanting to paint really slick surfaces. So like glass or shiny metal or Formica countertops or tile or stone, something that like a tumbled stone, anything that's super shiny. I use it when I paint my gumball machines. I do a lot of gumball machines. I prime my gumball machines with Slick Stick first. It's an adhesive, really good adhesive primer for slick products. This really, I did not feel like needed Slick Stick. It is not really going to be used as luggage. It is a prop. It is going to be used as, I believe, I don't know if Linda's on tonight. Linda usually watches live when I'm painting. I believe that this is a sentimental piece of luggage of hers. I don't know if it belonged to her late mother or father. I'm not sure, but that's what I think. I've done a lot of pieces for her, and I'm confused with all the different pieces that we've done, like this piece that I just finished right here for her. So I think it had some sentimental value to it, and she's asked me to paint on it. So if you have a piece of vintage luggage, I think that you're fine to just go ahead and start with your Boss. You guys are a little bit far away. I can still say your names, though. Oh, Linda, hi, you are here. Mother-in-law. Okay, see, Linda's here, and I can actually see that far away. Y'all are like 6 feet away, and I can see. Linda, so it's her mother-in-law, so it is a sentimental piece of luggage. Linda has family from England, and a lot of her home plays tribute to that. So she has asked me, she gave me some ideas, and this is what I'm going with. She gives me full creative rights, but I actually loved her ideas. So on one side of the piece of luggage, I'm going to do this. This is actually one of the pictures that she showed me. We are going to do a combination of the two flags together. That's going to be on one whole side. I'm not decoupaging this paper. I'm going to hand paint this design for her on one side, but I need to prep the side and do the base coat first before I can start laying down my artwork. On the other side, I'm going to paint a scene very similar to this. Very similar to this. She sent me this photo. I absolutely love it. I don't know if y'all can see it really well, so I'll bring it around to you. So you've got Big Ben here, and this street, I'm sure this is a famous street that I don't know, but you've got these phone boxes, right? These red phone boxes. So I'm going to paint a scene very similar to this. Oh, you like my shirt, Yvonne? Thank you. It says this engine runs on clean fuel, because y'all know I'm a super clean eater. So this engine runs on clean fuel. Thank you. So I have a collection of hand mirrors in the small makeup case. Oh, so okay. Really? Let's see. Are you going to store those in here, or you have the makeup mirror? I'm sure I didn't follow that all the way. But regardless, I'm painting the flag on one side, and on the other side, she's getting this scene across it. I may not do all of this color, but I am going to emphasize this red foam box in my own way. I'm going to do it red, and maybe all of the rest of the scene will all be in like blacks and whites and grays. Because this red foam box has a very sentimental story for her. Her parents actually met in a phone box while her father was there. Her father was American, and he was there, I think, during the war, and they met in one of these phone boxes. She actually has a photo of herself in one. Yes, her parents met in an English phone box. So thank you, Teresa. Thank you so much. Thank you. So I really want the phone box to be the main thing on the back side of the suitcase. So that's that. And if you follow me on my page, we will be painting more of this scene on my own page. Tonight, we're not doing the scene. Tonight, we're doing the prep work. And the prep work is very important, you guys. If I'm going to put this much time into, if she's going to trust me with something that belongs to her, that's sentimental, and I'm going to put that much time into painting a scene, I need it to last, and I want my base coat to be really good. So this is what I've already done. This is my side that I've already primed right here. This is 2 coats of Gray Boss. So I'm going to talk to you for just a minute about Gray Boss. So I'm going to lay it down on the side that I painted. I'm going to expose this side right here. This is the side that we're going to do. So Gray Boss is a new product by Dixie Belle. Dixie Belle has Boss White and Boss Clear. They all have their places. Clear has a place, white has a place, gray has a place. But honestly, they all work the same. It's really a personal preference. So I've heard some people saying, well, I don't understand why we need Gray Boss. White Boss does the same thing. You know what? It does. It does do the same thing. Personally, I love Gray Boss because I can tell that Gray Boss gives a deeper background for my paint. It actually, I believe that it blocks out background color better and faster. I just do. I feel that way. So, but I'm still going to use my white. I'm still going to use my whites behind my whites usually, and grays behind my brighter tones. But tonight I wanted to use gray, so we had a little bit of a chance to talk about it. So if you order Dixie Belle paint, you're going to get one of these. You're going to get one of these little books when you get your order. If you order it from a retailer, they probably have some right there at the checkout. And if you order paint online, you are going to get one of these in your order. I order my paint online from Dixie Belle. I'm a brand ambassador, and I still get one of these in every single order. Even though I know how to use the product, I still get it. So this is called a how-to book, and they're really, really convenient. And I like to keep them. I like to refer to them in case I ever get confused. There's a lot of product and a lot of product information out there. This product information book right here tells you about Boss. So I checked with it today because I wanted to look and see what actually does it say about dry time, because I've been using it for so long and I'm so comfortable with it, and I thought maybe I'm just doing more what Tracey does and I'm not really following like Dixie Belle rules. But I'm not. I'm doing what Dixie Belle says. Boss stands for, it's an acronym, BOSS, and it stands for blocks odors, BO, stains, S, and stops bleed through, BOSS. This piece right here needed Boss. This piece, I cleaned it really well with White Lightning. I didn't save my paper that I cleaned it off with, but whatever this is, it feels like a leather. And a couple of places it had like a little nick in it. So I believe it's kind of like a little vinyl type leather, but it's been dyed. This color has been dyed. When I cleaned this with White Lightning and I used the white cloths to take it off, this exact camel color was coming off onto my rag. So I knew that when I painted this white, which some of it is going to have white, the ends are going to be striped. I'm going to stripe both of the ends. This one I've already painted with fluff already. I knew that if I did that and then I put a top coat on it, I would very likely have some of this camel bleed through that white. So I don't want that to happen, so I decided to use my Boss Primer. So this tells you in this handy little book, clean with White Lightning and allowed to dry before painting. Did that. Check that box. The next one said apply Boss and allow to dry for 1 hour. Check that box. Apply a second coat and allow to dry. Check that box. Now, the jar itself does not actually tell you, like this does, to do a second coat. The jar gives you an option. The jar tells you to paint one coat and let it dry, do a test spot, and see if you get a little bit of bleed through. If you do, you may need a second coat of Boss. I just put 2 coats on. I followed this booklet, all right? This, I think, is just safer. So 2 coats and let it dry, wait 1 hour, and then you can start painting. So you don't have to prep and prime and wait until the next day. You can just wait an hour. As long as your Boss is clean and dry, you're ready to start painting. All right. So that's it. That is it. So let's get started here. I have this is my flat medium brush, my favorite brush. I've got my Boss open. What I like about Boss is that it is not, we used to use like shellac. I used to shellac everything. Used to use shellac, and shellac has an awful odor, a terrible odor. High VOCs, which are volatile components in the compounds in the product itself, which means anytime you are using something that's got really strong fumes, those things can be very harmful if inhaled, and you really need to work with a mask of some sort when you use those, and you don't have that problem here with Boss. It washes right out with soap and water. You don't have to use mineral spirits or paint thinner or anything like that to clean your brush afterwards. Now, if you wonder what I'm doing here, I'm putting Boss on, I'm wiping it on, and I could just paint it like this and leave it just like this. But when I work on really smooth surfaces, like metal or something like this, I like to do what I call a pouncing technique. So I've brushed the Boss on, and then I'm going back and I'm just sort of pouncing it out with my brush. You do not have to do this. This is just a Tracey thing. This is just something I like to do. If you've taken any of my classes, you know that we actually do a lot of pouncing. If you've watched people do resin pouring, where they do resin epoxy pours on countertops, you'll see them go back in. They call it chopping. After they've poured, they go back in and they chop. It just sort of re-breaks up that surface, and your paint, Dixie Belle's paint, all of their products have self-leveling abilities, and this paint will start to self-level. This, when you do this right here, it gives it sort of a sprayed look. It looks like it's been sprayed. If you think about when you spray paint, psh, or psh, with a sprayer, you're sending it out into the air and you're letting it land. You're letting that paint just land on the piece, and it just sort of melts out onto the piece, right? Well, when you put it on with the brush, which still works great because it has self-leveling in it, but if you put it on with the brush, you're sending things either in a right or left direction, and even though it'll level out, sometimes you can still see that right or left direction going. So when I take my brush and I break it up like that, I've now it's kind of all mixed up, and it just sort of flattens out, and it just gives a different look. It also, I know that I'm going to do artwork on top of this, so I wanted it to have, you know how a canvas has cross hatches in it, like right, left, right? It's not all just going, you don't have lines in your canvas that are all just moving one direction. So when I'm going to be doing artwork on furniture, like hand-painted artwork, I like to do this pouncing, because it gives me what I feel is more of an actual canvas feel. So y'all bear with me. Let me finish pouncing out just this half that I just painted, and then I'm going to show you how we're going to tape off some of the metal pieces on the front. And you don't have to do that. You don't have to. You could actually paint those if you wanted. You could paint right over them and then go back with your Dixie Belle mousse, or some sort of gold hardware paint if you wanted to. I usually use the mousse a little bit watered down. Works beautifully. You could rub it with a little bit of your Dixie Belle wax, your gilding wax, and so there we go. So we've got like a pounced look. So I'm going to bring this over and let you look at it up close. It is light gray. And let's see here. It's been a little bit hard for me to see if I have any questions, but this is the dry side. It's very smooth. You can see that it's got a very, very smooth texture to it. And then this is the wet side. This is 2 coats. You don't see any. There are 0 brush strokes in that. Do y'all see that? 0. It looks as if it's been sprayed. I don't know if you can actually tell, but it does. It looks as if it's been sprayed. There are 0 brush strokes at all. It dries with that pounced look. So this is 1 coat of the pounced look. Do you see can you see in the light when I move it back and forth in the reflection? Can you see that sort of sprayed look to it? Isn't that awesome? So I'll need to do a second coat over that, and it will give you this really, really, really smooth look. So you don't, like I said, it's a personal preference, but it's just something I like to do when I have a really smooth surface that I'm working on. All right. Okay, so let me get, actually before we start on that front piece, let me get this side done right here. I just want to make sure that you guys can see. So I just painted right over the seam of this. Now I've seen a lot of this vintage luggage. If you're on here and you've done this before, would you let me know? I would love, love, love to know if you've done it. I'd love to know. Tell us what you've done. These are super popular. A lot of people have used design transfers on them. A lot of people have used stencils on them. Oh, Dixie Belle's, the new silk screen stencils are going to be available for you guys to get your hands on really soon. I think that some silk screen stencils on here would be amazing. And then I think just being able to do straight up artwork. Okay, so there we go. I've brushed it out side to side. Now I'm just going in and kind of chopping it up or pouncing it out. And then I will go back and do a second coat over that. Okay. All right, so now let's look at the top. So I've got this area right here. So what I think I'm gonna do is cover these pieces and not so much worry about the handle because it's gonna be painted as well. But anything like this, I think I'm just gonna cover with some tape, some painter's tape. And then I'm gonna go ahead and prime that front as well. Let me get the smaller painter's tape. That's actually for stripes. We're gonna do some stripes together on the sides. Let's see. Here we go. And while I do this, I think I'm gonna bring y'all in a little bit closer because I'm really having trouble seeing. Whoop. There we go. I wanted y'all to be able to see me work on the piece, but I also want to be able to see your comments. Hi, Brenda. Hey there, girl. How are you? Hello, hello. All right, so right now I am just, I can actually open this up. This side is already dry, so let me, come on, come off of there. There we go. So let me drop that side. And I am just going to tape right over this and cover that up. Y'all let me know if you have any questions. Like I said, Dixie Belle is here behind the scenes and they can answer your questions. So I showed you the inspiration picture. So we are going to be using red, whites, and blues. And then on the side where I'm going to paint the telephone booth, I think I'm going to use a lot of like grays and whites as the background. Grays and whites, maybe do like, make it more of a line art and draw it out and do it mostly in black and then have the red phone booth. So I do have some paints pulled over here together on the side. I'm going to be using Honky Tonk Red, of course. Going to be using my Honky Tonk Red. Love it. That's going to be our phone booth right there. I've also pulled out Fluff and I've pulled out two blues. I'm going to use In the Navy and Bunker Hill Blue. I'm going to use Bunker Hill Blue as my blue on the flag. And I'm going to use In the Navy to trim the suitcase out. So all the way around the suitcase, it has this outer edge trim and stitching, which I think is just gorgeous. And I am going to trim that out in navy. But right now I'm going to work on the background and I'm going to do the entire thing in Manatee Gray. I'm going to base coat the whole side that I'm going to do the artwork in Manatee Gray. All right, so I've got that taped off. You'll see what I'm doing there? I've got that taped off. And I'm going to do this one. So who watches, who is it? It's Llewellyn. Do y'all watch Llewellyn? Llewellyn with Warm to Whimsy. She does a lot of, she's like, you know, a canvas art painter. She does it on furniture. I love to paint. I actually can paint, but I just don't do it that often. And I especially don't do it live. I don't know why I'm like really self-conscious of it. So I'm going to challenge myself to grow a little bit. And I'm going to try to commit to painting this scene. We're not going to do it tonight because we're prepping. We're doing the, you know, the not so fun part that you have to prep. All right, those two are done. Now I'm going to prep, tape over this lock. So I'm going to challenge myself to paint openly on my page live the actual artwork. I don't know why I'm just so self-conscious about it. Part of me feels like I don't know what I'm doing, even though I'm usually, you know, pleased with what comes out of it, but I don't know. Just room to grow, right? I posted about that on my page today. There's always room to grow. I feel like this is a grow opportunity for me. And we say this all the time as well for people who have, y'all watch these videos and you watch us paint these pieces of furniture and they turn out great. And, you're like, oh, I could never paint like that. And that's actually the last thing that we want to hear you say. We're here to be encouraging and want you to give it a try. And I feel like the reason I really chose Dixie Belle as the paint to promote and use on a regular basis is because I feel like everyone, even a beginner, can feel like a pro when they use Dixie Belle. It really does make everyone feel successful when they use it. It's just an easy paint to use, and it's quite addicting. Okay, there we go. Can y'all see that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Watching from Southwest Florida. Sharon, hi there, hun. How are you? We're just over here painting suitcases. Okay, so while I've got this opened up, I'm going to go ahead. I've got my brush out here. I'm going to go ahead and just kind of pounce this area out. I've got it covered pretty good, so I don't have to worry about I can just kind of go at it. I'm going to do the handle as well. Just pouncing it out. I'll come back and do a second coat later. And again, this is my primer. It's going to help the paint to adhere to the surface. And it's also going to block any bleed through that I might have gotten from the stain that's on this, whatever this is, whether it's leather or some sort of vinyl. I'm not real sure what it is, but the stain definitely was coming off when I was cleaning it onto my rag. And I was like, ugh. I need to make sure I get a primer on there. That's the beauty of the chalk mineral paint, is that very often you don't have to prime. If I had been painting all of this a really dark color, I probably wouldn't have primed. But I knew I was going to have some white spaces, and I just didn't want to take the chance that I would put all this time into it and then end up with bleed through. So this is just a step I decided was important to take. All right, so I'm doing the whole end. I flipped my handle. Remember guys, this is an undercoat. It doesn't have to be beautiful. It's going to have another undercoat, and then it's going to have a top coat of paint on it. So there we go. All right, that is primed out. So let's bring this up. I'm going to go ahead and lock it if I can. I put tape on it. Come on. Come on, Linda's mother-in-law's suitcase. There we go. There we go. All right. So I'm going to bring this over. And it dries pretty fast. They say to wait an hour, like we said, but before you put on the next coat. It dries really fast. The chalk paint itself, once you start painting with it, it's usually dry in about 20 minutes, honestly. Let's see. I'm going to move now to the front. How should we do this? I think I'm going to just turn it, and let's open up this is our Manatee Gray. Dixie Belle has a ton of grays and a ton of blues. Lots and lots of grays and blues on the color palettes to choose from. And this is one of the grays. Ooh, this is opening up. This real piece of luggage is opening up on me. I'm going to move it like this. Just like this. Can I let go? Can I trust you to let go? There we go. At least we have one side latch. Anyway, this is a light gray. It's actually very, very similar to the Dixie Belle Boss in gray. Come up here. Let me come up here close to you guys for a second. Hey, Brittany. Hi there. So who's all done with their Christmas shopping? Let me ask you that. Yes, doing a piece now for the first time. Love your work. Trace. Hi, honey. Good name, girl. Good name. Hi, Lynn from Illinois. So I'm almost done, y'all. I was wrapping Matt's Christmas present today. Matt's my husband, you guys. And he came home early from work. I was like, what? I heard him pulling up in the driveway, and it was this huge, you're like, heck no. Yeah, heck yeah. Anyway, it was this huge box. It wasn't even a box. I needed a box. Brittany, that is me too. About I'm probably 80. I'm gonna go with 85%. Yeah, you like my shirt? Thanks, guys. I got it. Do y'all have Farm to Juice? It's Farm to Juice. It's a juice place. So I usually make my own juice, and I drink juice every day, fresh juice every day. And so anyway, sometimes if I've got a lot going on, I will go to Farm to Juice. They're just about 2 miles away, and they have a juice that's very similar to the one that I make. Your son's name is Matt. That's a good name. It's like one of the top 5 guy names, right? There's so many Matts in this world. And anyway, I saw the shirt. It says this engine runs on clean fuel, and I had to buy it. Another one I got said Powerhouse. I'm like, got to have that because I am a powerhouse. And the other one says Always Fresh. Thought that was kind of funny, so I bought that one too. Allie, hey, hun, you just started 0, says Yvonne. Oh my gosh, Yvonne, you better get busy. Allie, you better get busy, girl. You better get busy. What have you been? You've been too busy making gumball machines. You get those gumball machines away for gifts. Brenda's done. Anyway, I was wrapping his present, and I heard him pull up, and I was like, shoot, I'm never going to be done. This thing was super awkward, very awkward, huge, and hard, awkward. It has wheels on it. My paper was tearing. Anyway, he never came out here. He never made it out to the shop. I was like, whew, I'm safe. I guess he's found something to do in the house. Anyway, I got really into what I was doing, and all of a sudden the door opened, and he goes, hey, babe. And I screamed really loud, like from the gut. I was like, don't come out here, like slow-mo. He levitated off the ground. He jumped so high off the ground at my screaming at him, don't come out here. He just turned around and went back inside. I was like, whoa, where did that come from? I really freaked out. You're like, oh, heck no, not giving those away. Christmas will skip my house this year except for the gilding waxes I buy myself. I like that. Have y'all seen the gilding waxes? I'm sure y'all have. Let me go grab a couple. The pots are right here. Oh my gosh, they are so cute. So cute. I love these. So here's the little silver. They look like they're these little tiny little pots. Here's the gold. I have all colors over there. You have to have a screwdriver to pop them open. I don't think I have it. Maybe my scissors will pop this open. So the gold I've already used. I actually used it on that piece right there. I used it on the bow molds and the roses, and and the mousse. I put the mousse on the hardware and then the gilding wax on the roses. That's what they look like. Cute, right? I love it. It's amazing. It is amazing. I will more than likely touch up the hardware on this piece with some of the wax as well. And then let it cure and then give it a good little spritz of top coat. Yours went in your booth today, Liz. I love it. The lilac chameleon wax is amazing. It looks amazing over black. In fact, Kristana was just talking about that today. She was like, can we say that lilac chameleon looks amazing over black? It does. Okay, so let me get back around here and bring this back down. Hold on. Down like that. There we go. When will the gilding waxes be available on the website? I believe it's on the 23rd. I think it's the 23rd. Dixie Belle, you with us? I think it's the 23rd. Okay, so now I'm using an angled mini. I know I don't have my face in here, but now y'all can really see my shirt. I'm using the angled mini brush, and my paint is nice and shaking up. That's a little bit of dry stuff on my lid. All right, so I've got I need to get my spritzer bottle. I don't really have to have it, but let me grab it. If you are new to Dixie Belle Paint, you guys, people say, why did you spritz that? Why did you, it had a little scratch mark there. Why did you spritz that? It just helps the paint to smooth out a little bit. Okay, you see the difference in the gray? Look at this gray versus, this is a really true neutral gray. Can you see the difference? Whereas the Gray Boss has a very blue-gray tint to it, real blue-gray. So this is gonna be super neutral. I love it. Not sure how wide I'm gonna make the paint scene, but I think I'm just going to blend it in kind of naturally. I showed y'all the inspiration piece at the beginning. Now, same thing here. We can brush this on, and then I can spritz it a little bit, and then I can take a brush and I can sort of pounce this out if I want to, or I don't have to. Just just like that. And also once you brush it on, you can kind of spray it with a little bit of water and it just sort of smooths itself out, really helps it to self-level. But you do not have to have the water. But it seems to be the question that most people ask, why are you using water? Do you have to use water? Nope, it's a personal preference. The thing that's really awesome about the paint and the mousse, I love the Dixie Belle. I love the mousse, the gemstone mousse. I did it on the princess bed, if y'all saw that. The reason I like it so much is it acts just like the paint, but it's a super, super opaque metallic gold, the gemstone gold. Well, it comes in many colors, but 5 colors, I think. But the gemstone gold is my favorite. And I love it because you can leave the jar open just like you can with the paint. And it'll get thicker if you want it thicker. And if you want it thinner, you just add a little bit of water to it or spritz it with water. There you go. Now, I would not pounce with this brush. This brush would leave too much of like hard chopping marks. I would use one of the big round brushes, but I'm going to leave it. I think I'm just going to leave it like that. It looks good. Nice and smooth. What a difference, right? Versus that camel color that was on it. Big difference. Big difference. Okay, so now do y'all see this edge? It's a really cool, thick edge. I'm gonna make that in the navy. Y'all wanna do a little piece of that? We can just do a little piece. This is a brand new jar in the navy. What time is it? Oh my gosh. It's how on earth, you guys? How is it 7:40? Oh, wow. I love when time flies. That means we're having fun. Wow, I was going to do stripes on the end with y'all. Let's just put a little bit of this in the navy next to it so y'all can see it next to the gray. It's going to be such a finished look, such a finished off look. I love the idea. So let me get just a small angled brush. I'm just going to use a small angled brush right here and dip it into, in the navy is very, very deep. Oh, shoot. This has a lot of wet paint on it. Let me just kind of rub that off. I don't really need it. I don't need the Manatee Gray over there anyway. I'll just take it right back down to the boss. There we go. All right. Let's put this this navy next to it. Well, shoot. I had too much wet Manatee Boss on there, but this is going to look really good. Yeah, way too much Manatee Gray over here still. Oh well, that's my first coat. Kind of gives y'all an idea. It'll be very, very navy, very dark. In the navy is very, almost like a black blue. Very, very cool. Very different from the orangey brown that it was. Right? Super cute. And then I'm going to do stripes. So if I'm going to do this in navy, what do y'all think about doing the ends in horizontal red and white stripes? What do y'all think about that? I think I'm going to do horizontal red and white stripes. Okay, let me come back around here, see if there's any last minute questions. You can paint anything, y'all. You can paint absolutely anything. I really haven't come across anything that I could not paint with Dixie Belle paint. You like the blended color, Yvonne? I wanted it to be super stark, like a super stark difference, but oh well. This is how dark Dixie Belle in the navy is. Let me show y'all. This is it in the lid. I mean, it's dark. It's really dark. Let me touch it with my finger. See? See that? But I was getting like a blended. I was getting a blend. This is what I want right here. Yes, on the stripes, Brenda, instead of navy and white, I should do, you want me to do red and white? I love red and white. Love it. I think I will. I think I'll do that. Okay, guys, well, I am going to head out. I hope that y'all enjoyed this. I hope that you've got some piece of luggage in your closet that's like avocado green, or how about baby blue, or what are some of those? How about the ones that are kind of soft-sided? How about those? Remember those? You could paint those too. The ones that are like pumpkin orange with the buckle. Remember those? I painted my leather chair, you guys, my office chair. It has held up beautifully. I have lots of questions on YouTube all the time that say, how's your chair holding up? How's your chair holding up? And I've never done a follow-up. And the girl that helps me said, do you want to do a follow-up on Whimsical Wednesday with your chair? And I'm like, that's a great idea. So I think I'm going to do a follow-up. I'm going to bring my chair back out into the shop, let you see it, let you see what it looks like when I sit in it all day, every day, not all day, but I'll sit in it every day in my office, let you see how it's held up, and then paint another leather chair at the same time. So the reason I started talking about that, thank you so much, Teresa, is because I feel like a lot of these luggage, I mean, this feels like leather. So it reminds me of painting leather. So anyway, you guys, thank y'all so much. Y'all have a wonderful night. I get to see y'all one more time before Christmas. So I'm not going to say you'll have a Merry Christmas yet, but you have a Merry Christmas right now. Michelle, no idea. She talked about it in our group. I do not know what you're talking about, Michelle. I'm sure I missed something here. It's hard to keep up. Anyway, I'm heading over to my page. I'm going to go live there and keep up with this. So thank y'all for joining me. Thank you, Dixie Belle, for having me. Don't forget, you can click that link at the top of this live and get yourself some paint online. Give me a follow over on, like and follow over on Tracey's Fancy. I'd love to have you over there where I'm posting on a daily basis. And y'all go be wonderful, okay? Y'all take care. Thank you, Ray. Bye-bye.